Hello artists, today we will begin our color wheel Seahorse. First things first, write your name and class code, then flip over your paper. Before we begin sketching, test the pressure that you are using your pencil with on your hand. Remember, draw light till you get it right. Start your seahorse by drawing a very tall S. Extend the top of the S to create the head, over and around for the snout. Bring that straight back towards the body. Now for the big curvy belly. And spiral around for the tail. Here it is one more time. And now for a cute eye. We'll start with the rainbow, then the line underneath, the eyelid, and the pupil. And of course, optional eyelashes. We'll add a spiky cornet. And now for the color wheel sections. Since there are 6 colors in the color wheel, we need 6 sections for our seahorse. First, we'll continue this line across, then section off the tail. Now we need to add 3 more lines in the body to complete our sections. Now that we have the 6 sections for our color wheel, we can add the background details. You can add seaweed, bubbles, or any other details you wish. The next step is to outline everything with crayon. Because we will be using watercolors to paint, if we outline everything with crayon, it will help the colors stay in each section instead of bleeding and mixing with the other colors. When it comes to the bubbles, instead of outlining, I suggest just coloring them in with the white crayon. And now it's ready to paint for next time. Welcome back to your Color Wheel Seahorse project. To make your seahorse into a color wheel, it is important that you use the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet in that order. But you could start the color wheel in any of the sections. I chose to start the red with the head and go down to the tail, but you do you, boo. I suggest using the dark blue for the color wheel so you can use that light blue or turquoise for the water. Feel free to paint the cornet and the eyelid any color you want. Because we're using watercolors, it's really important to be careful with the amount of water that you are applying to your painting. When it gets too watery, the different colors can start to bleed into each other. And that's okay, you can paint a second coat over it once it starts to dry. Because we colored those bubbles with the white crayon, it helps the watercolor paint not to cover up the bubbles. But it is best to try to go right around the edge of the bubbles instead of painting right on top. Make sure to paint all the way out to the edges and in between all the little pieces. Make sure you're cleaning your brush thoroughly in between each color. Some areas might need a second coat, maybe like those reds so it doesn't look so pinky. And voila, you have yourself a color wheel seahorse.